Ah, for just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make a Northwest Passage to the sea. Westward from the Davis Strait 'tis there 'twas said to lie, the sea route to the Orient for which so many died, seeking gold and glory, leaving weathered, broken bones, and a long-forgotten, lonely cairn of stones. Ah, for just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make a Northwest Passage to the sea. 3 centuries thereafter I take passage overland, in the footsteps of brave Kelso, where his sea of flowers began, watching cities rise before me, then behind me sink again. This tardiest explorer, driving hard across the plain. Ah, for just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make a Northwest Passage to the sea. And through the night behind the wheel, the mileage clicking west, I think upon Mackenzie, David Thompson, and the rest, who cracked the mountain ramparts and did show a path for me to race the roaring Fraser to the sea. Ah, for just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make a Northwest Passage to the sea. How then am I so different from the first men through this way? Like them, I left a settled life, I threw it all away, to seek a Northwest Passage at the call of many men, to find there but the road back home again. Ah, for just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make a Northwest Passage to the sea. Watch the field behind the plow turn to straight, dark roads. Feel the trickle in your clothes. Blow the dust cake from your nose. Hear the tractor's steady roar. Oh, you can't stop now. There's a quarter section more or less to go. And it figures that the rain keeps its own sweet time. You can watch it come for miles, but you guess you've got a while. So ease the throttle out ahead. Every rod's a game, and there's victory in every quarter mile. Poor old Kuzik down the road, the heartache, hail, and hoppers brought him down. He gave it up and went to town. And Emmett Pierce the other day took a heart attack and died at 42. You could see it coming on, 'cause he worked as hard as you. In an hour, maybe more, you'll be wet, clear through. The air is cooler now. Pull your hat brim further down and watch the field behind the plow turn to straight, dark roads. Put another season's promise in the ground. And if the harvest's any good, the money just might cover all the loans. You've mortgaged all you own. Buy the kids a winter coat. Take the wife back east for Christmas if you can. All summer she hangs on when you're so tied to the land. For the good times come and go, but at least there's rain, so this won't be barren ground when September rolls around. So watch the field behind the plow turn to straight, dark roads. Put another season's promise in the ground. Watch the field behind the plow turn to straight, dark roads. Put another season's promise in the ground. .44's no age to start again, but the bulls were getting tough and he was never free of pain. Where others blew their winnings getting tanked, most of his got banked saving for the farm. He never thought she'd wait for him at all. She wanted more than broken bones and trophies on the wall. But when he quit and finally got the farm, she ran into his arms, and now they've got a kid. He was star of all the rodeos, but now they rob him blind. It took 18 years of Brahma bulls and life on the line to get this spread in a decent herd, but now he spends his time pulling night guard. tree with his initials on the frame. Riding in the scabbard at his knee, tonight he's gonna see who's getting all the stock. Seventh one this summer yesterday. Half a year of profits gone and now there's hell to pay. The cops say they know who, but there's no proof. The banker hit the roof and damn near took the car. He was star of all the rodeos, but now they rob him blind. It took 18 years of rambles and life on the line to get this spread in a decent herd, but now he spends his time pulling night guard. He hears the wire popping by the road, sees the blacked out Rio coming for another load. This time it's not one they take but two. 2 minutes and they're through and laughing in the cab. And here will be the end to this tonight, 'cause all the proof he needs is lying steady in his sights. It may be just the worst thing he could do, but he squeezes off a few, then makes his call to town. He was star of all the rodeos, but now they rob him blind. It took 18 years of rambles and life on the line to get this spread in a decent herd, but now he's doing time pulling night guard. He was star of all the rodeos, but now they rob him blind. It took 18 years of rambles and life on the line to get this spread in a decent herd, but now he's doing time pulling night guard. I used to love these lazy winter afternoons, starting out too late, giving up too soon, coming home to coffee and a trashy book, never paying any mind if things were never done on time. Was when a fella could just let time slip away. No worries, car or telephone, just rent and food to pay. And every night with single buddies boozing at the bar, living for the minute, taking every hour in it. But now there's just too much to do in any given day. The car, the phone, the kiddie shoes, too many bills to pay. Running from the crack of dawn till Knowlton reads the news, and falling into bed too white to even kiss the wife good night. Oh, just another working Joe. The baby's in the swing-o-matic, singing rock and roll. My sweetie's in the kitchen, whipping up my favorite casserole. I knocked off work at 10 o'clock, the kids are still in school. The coffee pot is perking, to hell with bloody working. Whoa, it sure is sweet to sit at home and let time slip away. Though tomorrow I'll be scratching through another working day. But when I start to come apart from all the things to do, I know that I'll be taking soon another lazy winter afternoon. Whoa, just another working Joe. You can't stay here. Your company's good, I know, but I must wake up alone, and the party is over. You can't stay here. I'm moments away from sleep, and what you want to say can keep till I'm awake and I'm sober. You can't stay here when everyone else has gone. I've nothing for you, no song to sing for you only. You can't stay here. Maybe you can't see why, but I'm an old-fashioned guy, and I'd rather be lonely. Maybe you think I'm unkind when I tell you to go away. I know what you offer, and I could be softer and tell you to stay. But to me you're a stranger, to touch you is danger, I know it's true. 'Cause what I've got at home is too dear to risk for an hour with you. You can't stay here. I'll be all right alone, and when I'm safe in her arms at home, I'll thank you for leaving. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. I often take these night shift walks when the foreman's not around. I turn my back on the cooling stacks and make for open ground, far out beyond the tank farm fence where the gas flare makes no sound. I forget the stink and I always think back to that eastern town. I remember back 6 years ago, this western life I chose, and every day the news would say some factory's going to close. Well, I could have stayed to take the dough, but I'm not one of those. I take nothing free, and that makes me an idiot, I suppose. So I bid farewell to the eastern town I never more will see. But work I must, so I eat this dust and breathe refinery. Oh, I miss the green in the woods and streams, and I don't like cowboy clothes, but I like being free, and that makes an idiot I suppose. So come all you fine young fellers who've been beaten to the ground. This western life's no paradise, but it's better than lying down. All the streets aren't clean and there's nothing green, and the hills are dirty brown. But the government dole will rot your soul back there in your hometown. So bid farewell to the eastern town you never more will see. There's self-respect and a steady check in this refinery. You will miss the green and the woods and streams, and the dust will fill your nose. But you'll be free and just like me, an idiot I suppose. The kids are gone now for the day. She reaches for the coffee as the school bus pulls away. Another day to tend the house and plan for Friday at the Legion when she's dancing with her man. Sure was a bitter winter, but Friday will be fine, and maybe last year's Easter dress will serve her one more time. She passed for 29, but for her eyes. But winter lines are telling wicked lies. Oh, lies. Lies, all lies. Too many lines there in that face, too many to erase or to disguise. They must be telling lies. Is this the face that won for her the man whose amazed and clumsy fingers put that ring upon her hand? No need to search that mirror for the years. The menace in their message shouts across the blur of tears. So this is beauty's finish, like Rodin's Belle Lumiere, the pretty maiden trapped inside the ranch wife's toil and care. Well, after 7 kids, that's no surprise. But why cannot her mirror tell her lies? Oh, lies. All those lines are telling wicked lies. Lies, all lies. Too many lines there in that face, too many to erase or to disguise. They must be telling lies. Then she shakes off the bitter web she wove and turns to set the mirror gently face down by the stove. She gathers up her apron in her hand, pours a cup of coffee, drips carnation from the can, and thinks ahead to Friday, 'cause Friday will be fine. She'll look up in that weathered face that loves hers line for line, to see that maiden shining in his eyes, and laugh at how her mirror tells her lies. Oh, lies. All those lines are telling wicked lies. Lies, all lies. Too many lines there in that face, too many to erase or to disguise. They must be telling lies. All those lines are telling wicked lies. Lies, all lies. Too many lines there in that face, too many to erase or to disguise. They must be telling lies. Well, you could see it in his eyes as they strained against the night, and the bone-white knuckled grip upon the road. 65 miles into town, and the winter's thirst to drown. A winter still with 2 months left to go. His eyes are too far open, his grin too hard and sore, his shoulders too far high to bring relief. But the Copper King is hot even if the band is not, and it sure beats shooting whiskey jacks and trees. Then he laughs and says, "It didn't get me this time, not tonight. I wasn't screaming when I hit the door." But his hands on the tabletop, will their shaking never stop. Those hands sweep the bottles to the floor. Now he's a bear in a blood-red Mackinaw, with hungry dogs at bay, and springtime thunder in his sudden roar. With one wrong word he burns, and the table's overturned. When he's finished, there's a dead man on the floor. Well, they watched for him in Carmack's, Haynes, and Carcross. With Tesla and Block, there's nowhere else to go. But he hit the four-wheel drive in Johnson's Crossing. Now he's 38 miles up the Kenall Road. He's 38 miles up the Kenall Road, in the Salmon Range at 48 below. Well, it's God's own neon green above the mountains here tonight, throwing brittle colored shadows on the snow. It's 4 more hours till dawn and the gas is almost gone, and that bitter Yukon wind begins to blow. Now you can see it in his eyes as they glitter in the light, and the bone-white rime of frost around his brow. Too late, the dawn has come, that Yukon winter's won, and he's got his cure for cabin fever now. Well, they watched for him in Carmack's, Haines, and Carcross. With Teslin blocked, there's nowhere else to go. But they hit the 4-wheel drive in Johnson's Crossing, found him 38 miles up the Kennel Road. They found him 38 miles up the Kennel Road, in the Salmon Range at 48 below. They found him 38 miles up the Kennel Road. Well, it's blackfish at play in Hermitage Bay, from Push Through across to Bois Island. They broach and they spout and they lift their flukes out, and they wave to a town that is dying. Now it's many's the boat that has bite on the foam, hauling away, but there's many more fellas been leaving their homes where the whales make free in the harbor. It's at Portage in Maine. You'll see them again on their way to the hills of Alberta. With lopsided grins, they waggle their chins, and they brag of the wage they'll be earning. Then it's quick, pull the string, boys, and get the tool out. Haul it away. But just 2 years ago you could hear the same shout where the whales make free in the harbor. Free in the harbor, the blackfish are sporting again. Free in the harbor, untroubled by comings and goings of men who once did pursue them as oil from the sea. Hauling away, now they're Calgary roughnecks from Hermitage Bay, where the whales make free in the harbor. It's a living they found deep in the ground, and if there's doubts, it's best they ignore them, nor think on the bones, the crosses and stones of their fathers that came there before them. In the taverns of Edmonton, fishermen shout, haul it away, they left 300 years buried up by the bay, where the whales make free in the harbor. Free in the harbor, the blackfish are sporting again. Free in the harbor, untroubled by comings and goings of men who once did pursue them as oil from the sea. Hauling away, now they're Calgary roughnecks from Hermitage Bay, where the whales make free in the harbor. Free in the harbor again. Now it's getting so I'm mad when someone says your name, 'cause I've had to say goodbye to friends who couldn't stay away. And sometimes it felt so wrong to never want to lean on you. You may stand tall, but I've got 2 feet too. Now they talk of you in bars around a quiet beer, tell their tales of mind-gone stones when no one else can hear. And later on outside they say they're getting on a plane to fly away and live in you again. California, my friends all call you home, and if you take away another, I'll be that much more alone. Is it my fault that my kind are always drawn toward the sun, like a child to home whenever darkness comes? Now in a few more years I won't remember what it was to play the music of old friends who need to live so far away. But can I once taste northern waters, then forsake them for the south, to feel California's ashes in my mouth? California, my friends all call you home, and if you take away another, I'll be that much more alone. Is it my fault that my kind are always drawn toward the sun, like a child to home whenever darkness comes? Oh, California, my friends all call you home, and if you take away another, I'll be that much more alone. Is it my fault that my kind are always drawn toward the sun, like a child to home whenever darkness comes? Like a child going home whenever